Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown,
the unofficial sumo podcast
for official sumo fans. Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown. This is Jake.
This is Mac.
And today we are joined by New York Sumo Club. We've got Oscar and James. How are you guys doing today?
Hey, Al. Thanks for having us on. I'm doing great.
I was about to say, Ryan and Flerick took on some distinctly new features. I don't recall any of this. Like, one's got the glasses, one doesn't. I'm like, who are these people?
Mac, we do interviews like every week. What are you...
I'm trying to add a little, levity, trying to get... Anyway,
this is
you know these
business,
people,
okay?
I don't.
No, we wanted to bring on the New York Sumo Club here because we wanted to talk about your club, of course, but also we want to talk about the Iron Belly tournament, which you guys were both at. Both had some success there. Both got a couple wins, and put yourself on the map. That was like the first official tournament you guys have done. Is that right?
Yeah, we had a great time. That was our first official outing.
Gotcha.
After about 6-7 months of running the club at this point. It was our first skill test, and not sure if James got COVID there. Probably did, or maybe on the plane, which sucks.
Oh no.
But
yeah, you guys both brought home a little something extra with you, didn't you?
Souvenirs.
Yeah. Surprise gift.
Mm-hmm.
But the tournament itself was awesome. Great to meet those guys. Great to meet Coringa, all the Eric, everyone out there. Hadn't met them in person yet, and it had been a while since I'd done any kind of competing in any sport, so it was good to get that intensity back. There's nothing quite like a tournament, that intensity.
Yeah, absolutely.
No matter how hard you train, you can't quite get the intensity of a real tournament.
Yeah, so you mentioned 6 or 7 months. James, how did you guys get started in sumo? What hooked you up? What got you guys practicing together?
So me personally, I used to watch like just YouTube videos of that they would upload of like Grand Sumo, what was going on, and I just thought it looked like a really interesting sport that I wanted to try. I do have like some martial arts background. Like I used to wrestle as a kid, and then I was doing like MMA stuff for a while. So I started just researching, if there was anyone in the area, and then I luckily found Oscar. I had even was talking to like the Sumo Federation. I was looking for a club in the area for so long that I was about to start my own, and then I finally found Oscar, and just never looked back. It's been great.
Yeah.
So 6 months? Is that the founding of the club was 6 months ago? Did I hear that right?
Yeah. What's now? August. Yeah. Back in February, late February, early March, I think. It's when I first got. I got the first guy in, Kittle. He's our vice president, just because me and him were the first two guys to actually make it out there, and James was close on our heels. And yeah, he was. We were both kind of looking to find a club in New York kind of at the same time, and we both before meeting each other kind of decided to start our own, and it's just
rather do it together than as long as you got a couple guys there. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereabouts in New York are you guys?
I'm in Brooklyn. He's in Queens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our practices are
practice in Brooklyn.
You practice in Brooklyn? Okay.
Yep. Prospect Park.
Prospect Park, usually, sometimes in Central Park as well in Manhattan.
Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit while we were getting ready and stuff. But yeah, practicing at Central Park sounds really cool, but yeah, probably a little bit distracting, isn't it?
Yeah, we get a lot of gawkers. And
sure.
Personally, I like it.
Hecklers.
Hecklers. Uh-oh.
Yeah, we get a lot of people just, not expecting to see sumo in Central Park, and most of them are pleasantly surprised. And we make a lot of connections. Pretty much everyone is just there to watch, not interested in competing. But we have made a few friends of the club by being out there in Central Park.
Very cool. I'm picturing a lot of like, hey, I'm wrestling here. Like, I'm sure you guys never get any of those jokes, right?
Yeah, hilarious.
I'm hoping now we do.
Original, yeah. I just came up with that exactly.
I was about to say, oh wait, yeah. Really, Jake? Really?
It has kind of come full circle, and it would be cool if that actually happened.
Oh well, yeah. You guys got a couple other club members as well. Why don't you tell us about those guys? How'd they get into it?
Yeah, so I'd been, I guess, like I said, watching for like 4 or 5 years and practicing for 2, and eventually decided I needed to stop beating up my dad and make my own club with consenting members. So yeah, I put out a post on Reddit originally on r/sumo, and it took like 5 or 6 months. I did it earlier than August, or like around August, September last year. And then it took until around February to get my first response. And that was the guy I was talking about, Kirill. So it was just us for a while. And then, James, were you third or fourth? Was Mike first?
So I found Mike, but Mike technically came before me to practice physically.
Yeah, I remember. All right, so your third in command is officially revoked.
Uh-oh.
Demoted.
Let me walk that back real quick.
This is how we lose guests. Like, oh god, we caused the drama, Jake. That's what's going on here.
The drama you guys wanted.
Oh,
exactly. What
but
else?
Not like this.
What else are we here for if not to stir the pot?
So yeah, we got.
I was just gonna say, there's a couple like sumo discussion groups on Facebook, and the other guy in our group, he had posted in there, does anyone know of any local groups? And I already was in talks with Oscar to join, so then I put him onto it, and he ended up going before I even started practicing.
Cool.
Yeah, and I remember. Yeah, I slept on the Facebook for a while. That was a big help getting on the US Sumo Facebook. So yeah, I met James and Mike pretty much at the same time. We had around 4 members for a while, and then from Reddit, from people seeing the post, every once in a while I'll get a message or a text with people being interested in coming out at some point. We have, like, what do I tell people? I tell people like 15, 18, I think, like,
what we say.
Yeah, around 18 people who are interested, and then like 7 or 8 who have come out, and then us 4 are the founding members who keep it going.
The ones doing it every time.
Regular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Still not bad.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really happy about it. I'm definitely a little bit surprised and definitely honored and humbled to have all this interest and to just have kind of stumbled into this leadership position, which has luckily gone well for me. And,
yeah. What so this was your first tournament, and we'll talk more specifics about the Iron Belly in a little bit. But you guys as a club, what made this one your first tournament? Like, why'd you guys decide to pull the trigger and travel for this one?
Yeah, so I had the first tournament I was aware of, kind of strangely, was the Swiss Sumo Open. Richard Neal reached out to me a while ago. It's in November, but he reached out like at the beginning of the summer. So I was kind of setting that as like my long-term, medium-term goal. But once the club got some traction, I think we decided just a few weeks ago to come out. Me and James mainly decided that, before the summer's out, we wanted to get a competition in, get some exposure, get some experience, have fun, meet some people.
Sure.
Just before the summer's out. So yeah, it was kind of an impulse decision. We we had seen it before. We'd seen Iron Belly ad posts on Instagram. So
Sure.
it was,
Yeah. Are you guys planning to go out to the Swiss Open then later this year?
yeah, I'm hoping to. It'll be a little tiny bit more expensive than going to Orlando.
Yeah, no kidding.
But yeah,
but it's at least on the table. You're looking at it.
yeah, and hey, can't pass up another opportunity to go to Switzerland. If you can.
I've never been. It's like, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, do a Grand Sumo Breakdown Switzerland.
Jake, let's put it on the calendar. Let's make this happen.
Yeah, we gotta open a European branch or something like that.
Yep.
But no, it's a beautiful country. I haven't been there personally either, but yeah, I mean, it's like the whole country is just beautiful mountains and stuff like that. Yeah, that'd be an amazing trip.
Yeah, I'm still not firmed up, but I'm tentatively excited about that. That would be a pretty cool experience.
Yeah. But yeah, so do you guys have any other plans that you do know, tournaments you do know you want to go to, or is that you guys just still recovering from Iron Belly and going to play it by ear from here?
The Consulates Cup has been mentioned, but that's pretty soon. That's pretty soon though.
Yeah.
I heard there was something supposed to be happening in North Jersey in October. I don't know if that's still on.
I think that might be.
Have you guys heard anything?
I haven't.
That's one I'm not positive on that one. Is that the one that Sumo Dan is running?
Yeah, I just talked to Matt about that yesterday, and haven't talked to Dan about it yet.
Sure.
It's still, Matt wasn't sure, and I'm not sure what the logistics of that are, if it's really an open or if it's an invitational.
I gotcha.
But if we could go to it, it'd be the pretty much the most convenient tournament there is. So we'll definitely.
Yeah, no kidding.
Trying to get out there. And
yeah, that's a blind spot. I got to get to know that guy so we can get that in our sites as well. But yeah, that would certainly be closer than anything else on the calendar so far for you guys. So
what would be the next closer beat? Michigan, the one in October?
Yeah, I guess
the Grand Rapids Open.
I guess that's what you guys are here for, but yeah, there hasn't been a ton of stuff going on in the Northeast so far this year. But
yeah, well, that's what we're looking to change.
Bingo.
At least for now, getting to as many as we can.
Yeah,
right on.
So regarding sumo, we couldn't move on with talking about we couldn't move on without talking about your favorite pro sumo wrestlers.
Oh yes.
Do you guys have anybody in particular that are your favorites, or guys that you try to wrestle like, or anything like that?
Or do you have one that you love to hate? We're all about hatred on our show.
Yeah, I can feel it flowing through.
Such negative energy.
Oh, totally. There's nothing but.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you haven't seen much below the shoulders if you're just watching this podcast, but I'm a pretty lightweight guy, and James is a pretty heavyweight guy, so I take as much inspiration as I can from all the lightweight or relatively lightweight wrestlers. Midori Fuji, Wakataka Kage, Hoshoryu, and of course I'm always trying to be like Chiono Fuji, but that's pretty inhuman goal. And a little Takanoyama. He's I miss Takanoyama. He's a big inspiration for us scrawny guys.
Yeah Chiono Fuji, I guess you got to put on like 100 pounds of shoulder muscle or so, and then you'll be in that realm.
Yeah, pure
What about
muscle.
you, James?
I've been trying to kind of stylistically draw influence from like Akebono, which is another pretty like inhuman goal, but just because of my body type, having like really long limbs but a lot of like center mass, and kind of favoring pushing and thrusting, which I did not use super effectively at the last tournament, but it's worked pretty well in practice. So yeah, I've been trying to draw influence from that.
So some Ichi Yamamoto, some Abi, maybe a little bit of Aoyama, like definitely that pusher thruster style.
Sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Well,
I am a Taka Keisho fan too, but
oh yeah,
he's a little different in
That's
overall
a
body type for me.
controversial statement around our club.
Oh.
I get a lot of flack
More-
for that. Not
more
everyone's
common,
a Taka fan.
Yeah.
Really?
No, he's-
Where's this
That's our
stem
club
from? I'm
drama.
curious now.
Well, I can't name names, but I
Oh,
do,
no. Keep them
you know,
completely
I'm
off.
pretty
No,
close.
no names.
I'm pretty close to a person that's not a particular Takakeisho fan,
Yeah.
but I would love for James to emulate him as closely as he could, for sure.
He'd be a weird guy to like, look at for inspiration just because his body shape is so unique. And like, I don't know if you could really pull off his style without having tiny arms and being spherical.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All you need is the roundhouse slaps. That's all you need is just those powerful.
I think there's a little more to it, but yeah.
Well, okay, fine, but still.
Yeah, the hamster style.
Yeah. Well, anyways, why don't we talk a little bit about the Iron Belly here itself? So yeah, you guys, Oscar, you competed in lightweight and James heavyweight, and then did you guys both try the open weight as well?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
We both had an outing there.
Gotcha. So yeah, the tournament itself, I was doing commentary and helping with the streaming there. I was joined by Caleb from Mighty Eagle Sumo, does his own show on the Lone Star Sumo YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
And we were also joined by the Sumo Punks. Both Matt and Sabrina were able to help us out on commentary. So
yeah, you had a fun group there.
I did. I had a lot of fun hanging out with them just because I, like them in addition to liking sumo.
Jake, it's us and only us. We talked about this.
You're right. I was cheating on Mac a little bit. But Oscar, we started off with lightweight. And you guys had a round robin. How did that go for you?
Yeah, so I debuted with a loss, which is kind of fitting, I feel like, especially because it was against Tyler, the eventual gold medalist, and that bout ended up being the big highlight bout, the real entertainer, and the one that everyone loved. So even on the losing side, I was definitely happy to be part of a good, entertaining and pretty technical, I felt like, bout. So I started with that loss, and then I followed it up with 3 wins, which I was really happy about. Had my first wins against Jamie, and then Skylar and Brandon. Brandon was a little controversial. That was the first Torinaoshi, I think.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So, in my
opinion, still pretty cool to pick up a win over him, though, because like other than Tyler, I think Brandon was the most experienced lightweight on the card there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brandon's a force of nature. He's definitely has some of that Takakeisho energy, but I definitely think.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's even Matt from Sumo Punks wrestled Brandon once and got tossed, and Matt's a full-on heavyweight.
Yeah.
Heavyweight guy.
Matt's a whole lad.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys got through five matches each. Tyler, yeah, he was the runaway winner, taking his only loss to Jamie. So he got the gold medal at 4-1, but then we had a 3-way tie. So we got to see some playoff matches with you, Brandon, and Jamie. Didn't quite go your way though, did it, Oscar?
Yeah, I kind of threw after those first for the loss and then 3 wins. I took another 3 losses, ending with, unfortunately, a Makikoshi on my first outing, 3 and 4. I kind of Soshlan, the former Wakanoho, the guy who was there doing some judging, he gave me a bit of a pep talk before the playoff, and it was basically just trying to get me out of my head, because I'm kind of in general in my head kind of anxious about competition, but it didn't quite have the right effect. It kind of got me more in my head, and I froze a bit. And yeah, it's all of them are really a blur. The only things I remember are what I watched from the stream afterwards.
Oh, sure.
But yeah, I think I tightened up a little bit in the latter half. Wasn't as agile. Didn't quite flow as well as the first.
You were thinking too much, just like you said. You're in your head. You thought about
Yeah.
it too much.
I still nothing to be too upset about. No. Picking up wins in a first tournament is always an impressive sign. But yeah, so the final standings there: Tyler Vino out of Iron Wave got the gold medal. Jamie Nottingham out of New York, but not your club New York, but also traveled from New York, ended up with silver. Then Brandon McLeod out of Ronin Sumo got the bronze. While we're still talking lightweight, tell me a little bit about Jamie, because that it's just like by sheer coincidence you had another New Yorker show up, right?
Yeah, definitely wasn't expecting that. I think he's from Queens as well, and I mean it's not like everyone, and he wasn't a sumo guy before this. This was his first tournament, and he's like kind of a comprehensive martial arts guy in general, like judo and jujitsu, and he was coming out to try it out, and so he hadn't had much experience in the club world. There wasn't really much opportunity for him to find out about us, but I mean, lo and behold, the New Yorker guys met in Florida.
That's so weird.
And
but
now
so
he has options. It's like, come with us.
Exactly. We're looking forward to get him in the club.
Oh yeah. He had bruised ribs too before the tournament. He showed me they looked pretty gnarly. So the fact that he did anything out there and like got a couple wins is like he's a ridiculous athlete.
Impressive.
Yeah. That's super cool. So the other thing I wanted to mention on the medalists, Iron Wave Sumo, the hosts of this tournament, decided to do something unique, that at least unique I hadn't seen before. They had swords for their winners. They had
that was so cool,
with like a little Iron Belly plaque and everything on it. Oh, it's so cool. I hope that there's I hope we get more creative prizes.
I want them to continue that.
Exactly.
They did it the first year too, but I think they only had it for the gold medalist or something.
For open weight, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, they had a couple more swords this time around for sure.
Yeah,
but
that was very, very cool.
Next up, James, why don't you help us walk through the heavyweight, because you guys also had a round robin with 5 competitors, right?
Yeah, that's right. So my first match was pretty good. I went against Toby. But Toby, that you got to give him credit, because that was only his second time putting on a mawashi. He told me, so he was just kind of growing up and seeing what he could do. And yeah, so I think I did well there, just kind of, pushed into the edge, and he had some resistance and kind of pivoted him out. My second match was against Mark, which that was a good. I actually was happy though with that match because
that is rare when you're happy against Mark Jones.
Yeah,
because he told me that the Nodowa really threw him off, and just to have push the king, and to be subsequently humbled, that was enough for me.
Yeah.
I was happy with that. I think there was like a pretty audible crowd gasp when that Nodowa occurred. And then Mark was like, okay, time to punish this guy.
Awesome. Oh, how dare.
And punish he did, but you absolutely gave him a run for his money, which at least on the Iron Belly stage, giving him a run for his money is almost a win anyways.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was
even I was like, holy crap, he just did that.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Against Jordan, yeah, that one I was less happy about, because he just got me with that the leg pick, and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get out of it. I kind of I kind of panicked there, I mean, once he's got your leg like that, it's pretty hard to get out of it. But I was pretty much solely in my mind focused on like trying to arrest him backing up rather than trying to get my leg out, which is really I should have gone for broke and tried to force my leg down while like sort of arching my back or something, which has worked for me in the past.
But you got to make all those decisions in like a second. Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I should have done this. Oh crap.
Right. So I was just, trying to bail out the ship, but he's a force of nature, that kid. So he just had me out.
Yeah.
And
17 years old, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going places for sure.
Beast. I saw him after everything was over for the day, after we put away the mats and everything. He just started casually like benching 315 in the back room, like after the tournament. I'm like, all right, dude.
Yeah. He
is strong.
He does a lot of sports and stuff, powerlifting, football, and some other stuff. But yeah, I really hope he sticks with sumo. He's quite the prospect.
He's a beast. Yeah, he totally should.
And the medal for like the whole division came down to the final match, which I thought was pretty cool. Mark Jones and Jordan Sykes, both guys were undefeated until they ran into each other. And Mark took that one and took home a sword for the heavyweight division. That was pretty cool.
Nicest guy too. Like,
Mark's a good guy.
Yeah, we had him on the show a couple weeks ago, and we ended up talking about like anime and crab legs.
He's also a One Piece fan, so it's like, well, of course we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know that either. It's awesome.
But yeah, so Mark Jones got first place out of his new camp, Gorilla Sumo, branching off from Iron Wave. Jordan Sykes and Kendrick Klett from Iron Wave got second and third. Kendrick went 2 and 2. But that was the heavyweight. That was a blast. It was a small division, but everybody brought it. And we got some solid heavyweight Tachi smacks, that you always look for.
The things that you love, to hear.
Oh man.
Just meat on meat.
Exactly. Just that.
Bingo.
Yeah.
But we
what's that, Oscar?
I was saying you got the lightweight for the speed, and then you got the heavyweight for the fat slapping for the
each division has its own special thing that you just love to watch. It's like, oh no, this is gonna be great. Just watch this.
Last but not least, we did open weight. So you guys both decided you came all the way to Florida. You got to step back in the ring, right? So we had an 8-man tournament. So you guys did double elimination as opposed to round robin. But yeah, you guys both entered that. Oscar, tell us about how open weight went for you. What'd you learn from that second division?
Yeah, well, I had a decent experience going against James in practice with dealing with a heavier opponent. Definitely, again, wasn't prepared for Jordan.
Few are.
I threw the legs around, and before my hands met around his legs, I was out.
Yep.
But, hey, I tried the leg pick. I did what I could there.
It was worth a shot.
Mm-hmm.
And damn, I'm blanking on the second one, but I remember, obviously, can't forget New York versus New York, first ever head-to-head NYVNY official bout, which turned into 2 bouts, both of which I'm pretty sure James won. But I think that first one I put up a decent fight, knowing his strengths and weaknesses. I think they give a good show for the crowd. But yeah, he used his power, and yeah, I walked away from the open weight with I think 0-3, 0-4, 0-3. But yeah, got a lot of experience. Bane of James's club existence is that we have no more real heavyweights. We're really trying to get more heavyweights in the club. That would be super helpful. But yeah, at least that open weight part of the tournament was helpful in getting me more experience against those really heavy guys.
At least get a couple more matches in. Yeah. James, it went slightly better for you. I suppose because you did get the win over Oscar there, but you also ran into both of the head coaches.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
I didn't sense any excitement in that statement.
Yeah, in the first round. So because we didn't have enough guys to do like a middle or light heavyweight division, Cornelius Booker and Karinga Conway, the head coaches of Iron Wave Sumo, they sat out. They just kind of played host to the lightweight and the heavyweight. But then they stepped in for open weight, and you drew Karinga, the 2021 middleweight national champion,
AKA Lats and Tats.
Yeah.
It's kind of like fighting a chimpanzee, you know. Just in the sense like you can rip off one of my limbs.
Yeah. But then and then you ran into eventual bronze medalist Cornelius as well in the losers bracket there.
Oof.
It's interesting because their styles are so different.
Mm-hmm.
Like fighting Karinga is so much like strength versus strength, and obviously he won. I took him over like to the edge on one side, and then he took me back to the other and got the win. And then with Cornelius, it was so different. Like it was, I just felt like I was teleported magically to the edge of the ring. And I was like, what just happened? And you just like slid me on the ground. That's one I need to watch over again because I'm still not sure. I could see that my grip was his grip on me, I think like my arms were like this, trying to go over to get back at his belt. And he really had me in a position that I just couldn't like move. It was really something to be on the receiving end of,
totally.
Felt very strange.
Yeah, that's
still not entirely sure what happened.
Yeah, I need to review the tape on that sorcery.
How did he
there.
do that?
But yeah, I mean that's why he is the current light heavyweight national champion. Absolutely some good learning experience bouts there for sure. But yeah, then so like I said, Cornelius would go on to get the bronze medal. Actually, he beat Karinga in the medal round to get onto the podium. But then in a bit of a deja vu from heavyweight, Mark Jones and Jordan Sykes, the two Florida Titans, ended up going 1-2 again. Mark actually went 3-0 against Jordan on the day. Proving he's still top dog for now, but he did text afterwards that Jordan had his number in practice earlier in the week. So it was just,
it's a matter of time, man.
He showed up on the day, but yeah, it's a matter of time until Jordan can put those wins together in competition. So
debut tournament for you guys. What are the big takeaways here? What did you guys think? First tournament, first on the scene, first time going against other people not in your own club. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, the biggest takeaway, it was just fun, man.
Yeah,
it's fun.
That's
so much
fair.
fun. There's a saying in rock climbing. I was a rock climber in high school. Bit of an odd transition to sumo, but at least one thing I took with me is the best climber in the world is the one that's having the most fun, and the best sumo wrestler in the world is the one that's having the most fun. And I definitely feel like we had the the most fun out of anyone there. No one had more fun than us. It was
Boom,
awesome.
New York Sumo, best sumo wrestlers
Best
on the day
sumo.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, the getting back on the comp scene getting on any comp scene is so much fun. Get to meet so many cool people, again, intense people, and get so much unique experience. And even though I didn't get up, managed to get bouts in with everyone that I wanted to in regulation, I got a few bouts in post regulation that I was really happy with. I got a few in with Karinga, one with Cornelius.
Those are really good on film too.
Yeah, those were,
Guys
as
gotta
soon as the
check out our
pressure is off,
Instagram.
as soon as it doesn't matter, I win.
Yeah.
Damn it.
That's my problem. But yeah, so much new experience, so much that I couldn't get in New York here. All these meeting all these amateur champions and veterans and people with so much experience, and the opportunity to meet a Socialon, Wakanoho, who's who I had known about, but really didn't know the extent of his career. So it was super interesting getting to talk to him and getting advice from someone who's actually a former pro top division Grand Sumo wrestler. Great opportunities all around.
About you, James? Oh, sorry, Jake.
No, I was just gonna say Soslon. He's somebody we should talk about more, because he's
definitely
very cool that he's helping mentor the Florida squads.
Yeah. I'm really happy to go against Kendrick and Mark and Karinga and all Corn. Every match that you lose, you have to get your ass kicked. It's a invaluable learning opportunity. So I was really happy about that. And Oscar actually went out to dinner with some of the folks afterwards, including Socialon, and he got some advice from Socialon for both of us. And for me, it was, got to get on a better Shiko regimen and stay low. So those are like my guiding principles going forward. It's just Shiko, stay low. There wasn't some big secret I was missing. It's just fundamentals.
Sure.
And that's encouraging in a way.
Very cool. Well, as has become tradition on our show, we got to close it out with our most important question. Before we go, we'll start with Oscar. What is your karaoke showstopper song? The mic's in your hand. All eyes are on you. What song do you pull up?
Let's see. I've only ever done karaoke once, and it was in a bar in Shinjuku in actual Japan, and
it's a heck of a debut there.
I was about to say, wow.
Kind of hated it, kind of loved it, but yeah, you meet some characters in real karaoke bars in Japan, and
sure.
I remember can't remember the specific song, but it was a Queen song. I was with my very white friend and a Japanese salaryman rando, and they had never met before. We had never met before, and they duetted on some Queen song, and it was so beautiful. Just these two, the least likely friends, had such a connection there. But I guess me personally, oh man, I'm had that great story to stall for time, and I still can't. I'll say Man with a Plan by Korpiklani. That was what we listened to in the car, me and James, on the way over to get hyped.
Korpiklani fan. I like it.
Yeah, very cool. What about you, James? What song are you bringing down the house with?
I gotta go with I Will Survive.
Nice.
Okay. All right. I like
cliche, but it's a classic, and you can just belt it out.
Yeah.
Do it. Hey.
But I'm not going to do it. I'm not.
The mic's in your hands. This is what you're going to do.
You got to get me a couple sake bombs deep before you're going to see that.
Yeah. There you go. Oh, man. Well, yeah. James Grammer and Oscar Dolan of New York Sumo Club. Oscar, where can we reach out to find New York Sumo Club on social media?
Yeah, we're mainly on Instagram at NY Sumo Club. Also on Facebook, New York Sumo Club. On Reddit, if you see that post I made a year ago. But yeah, mainly on Instagram. You can find us at NY Sumo Club. Send us a DM if you're interested. All heights, weights, ages, genders welcome. No cost to practice. Come out anytime. Everyone's welcome.
Very cool.
Right
on.
Well,
thank you guys so much for joining us, and we hope to see you guys in the ring again soon.
Thanks for having us on.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for listening to Grand Sumo Breakdown. Until next time,
throw your salt high
and keep moving forward.